Hello everyone and welcome to this week's edition of Women's World. Today we'll be tackling various issues, of course, concerning women. First of all, we'll be taking a look at the press, some interesting news for women. Then we'll be having a look at the role of the United Nations in fighting AIDS and the HIV virus in Arab states. Then we'll take a look at a report, especially for women and the role of women and their contribution in the society from various fields all over the world. First, let's take a look at the press. Welcome back. And our first headline reads, Tilawi participates in the Moroccan Women National Day. The Director General of the Arab Women Organization, Ambassador Mirvat Tilawi, participates in the celebrations marking the Moroccan Women National Day on October 15. The celebration will be held in Rabat and will launch the Moroccan Women Distinguished Award. On the sidelines of the celebration, Tilawi will participate in a seminar on the political empowerment of women. NCW trains women on making and marketing rugs. As part of the National Council for Women, NCW's keenness to support women economically, NCW Alexandria branch started holding training sessions or workshops for rural women on the making of rugs. The 15-day workshops aim at training women on how to make rugs from the remains of textiles. And Euromoney says Elvira is the first woman to head a central bank in Russia and is the best in 2015. The experts of Euromoney magazine described the head of Russia's central bank, Elvira Napiolina, as the world's current best World Bank chairperson. The magazine reported that Elvira was credited for her ability to rationally handle the economic situation in Russia during the past 2 years in the face of the economic crisis that hit the country. And finally, news from Venezuela and Lara Habash, Miss Venezuela 2015. Model Lara Habash was crowned Miss Venezuela 2015 in the Venezuelan capital, Caracas. Habash will represent her country in Miss World 2015. Habash was born January 26, 1996 and is a student of dental medicine. Welcome back, and we have now over the phone Dr. Huda Badran, head of Egypt's Feminist Union, to tell us about her view regarding the upcoming parliamentary elections and the role of women in this regard. Good day to you, Dr. Huda.
Hello?
Hi, Dr. Huda, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Dr. Huda, what's your intake regarding the participation of women in the upcoming parliamentary elections? Now, we have hosted you before, and we know that there has been a lot of training for 100 women who intended to run for the elections. How did that go, and are these women ready for the elections?
Yes, I think they are. And actually, it's not a matter of only 100, but the quality of the candidates is very high. We can see that. I hope that we succeed in having 100 at least in the coming parliament. Some of them will be coming on the list of the parties and coalitions, and some of them are actually running individually. And I think those who are running individually are very brave.
Of course.
Because it's not easy to go individually. So we are also helping, particularly we are focusing now on the individual ones, also to help them materially, not just technically. They already have been helped in a technical way, but we are also supporting them to cover some of the financial needs
Yes.
of their campaign.
Yes. Dr. Huda, parallel to these efforts and the training of all these women, there were also awareness campaigns for women to take part in the elections as voters. So how did that go, especially in rural areas?
Yes, of course. We are working with the women in general and communities, and we are giving some publicity to those women whom we are supporting. And the 300 NGOs who are members in the Egyptian Feminist Union and who are covering all the governance are starting now having conferences, and they are making publicity for the candidates.
Yes. Dr. Huda, what are your expectations regarding the participation of women as voters in the upcoming parliamentary elections? Because we have seen huge participation by women in the presidential elections. There were long queues of women, and women were their role was very evident. So do you expect that to also happen in the parliamentary elections?
Yes, I think so. The Egyptian woman now knows that her vote is very important. And she feels that her participation in the constitution and in the presidential election was really appreciated by the president, by the people, and even people outside Egypt have been talking about how much Egyptian women have contributed to democracy in Egypt. And there is some kind of political awareness that has happened to the Egyptian woman, and I'm expecting that they'll come out on the election day and they'll be lining up like what has happened before in the constitution and in the first election.
Okay. Dr. Huda Badran, head of Egypt's Feminist Union, thank you very much for being with us in today's edition of Women's World, and we hope see you sometime soon here in the studio to talk further about the parliamentary elections. Now we're going to see a previous profile for Dr. Khadija Al-Mualla, HIV/AIDS practice leader and regional coordinator for Arab states, to talk about AIDS and fighting AIDS in Arab states.
I'm Khadija Mualla, and I am the HIV regional practice leader for the United Nations Development Program, sitting here in the regional center in Cairo. I started as a student in law. I studied international law in the University of France, Paris the 5th, where I got my PhD. And then when I came back home in Tunisia, I spent 5 years teaching law at the University of Law of Tunis. After that, I started practicing law as a lawyer in a private firm. Once asked by UNDP to join for a one-year contract here in Cairo as the regional coordinator for the 20 Arab countries dealing with AIDS. I accepted the challenge because it was important for me to do my best to avoid that what I saw in Africa doesn't happen in the Arab region. And since then, I've been based here for 7 years, coordinating all the work on HIV/AIDS on behalf of the United Nations Development Program, which comprises many activities and in almost every single Arab country. And all of these allowed me to continue this AIDS response in the best manner that we could, along with 9 other UN agencies, along and in partnership with the Arab government, with all the Arab civil society, as well as the private sector and all the partner that we could possibly find in this fight. And I am approaching the subject from the human rights perspective, from the human rights of the people living with HIV, because they deserve to live in dignity like any other citizens. They don't need more rights, but they don't accept less rights, so they just need to benefit from the same universal human rights that any citizen is benefiting from in our region. My biggest dream is that we succeed in this region to be able to stop this epidemic now while we can, and not to wait too long, because if we do wait too long, we might lose this chance. And actually, I will be witnessing what I saw 10 years ago or a little bit more, now 15 years ago in sub-Saharan Africa. And this is what I don't want for my own kids, for my own family, for my own country, and for the whole 20 Arab countries that I have the chance to serve. All the people living with HIV, the 90% actually who are living with HIV without knowing it, going and getting tested and getting access to treatment and getting all the access to support care and treatment and prevention that they need. And if we do that, we will protect them and we will protect our society.
Well, unfortunately, we're running out of time. I have to say goodbye now. I will leave you with one final report about the contribution of women in the society worldwide and the various activities carried out by women. I'll see you next week, same time. Bye-bye.
هي تقريبا المجتمع صار اوكي يقبل، بس مو كتير، مش كل العائلات انها بتقبل البنت تشتغل، بس كتير هاي القسيمة شجعت كتير الناس انه يوافقوا يخلوا بناتهم تشتغل. ما كان في عنا اي مشكلة بهاي الشغلة.
ธุรกิจนี้มันมีความสำคัญต่อน้องหลายเพราะว่าเป็นการเพิ่มรายรับเป็นการสร้างรายรับหลักให้แก่ครอบครัวแล้วก็เมื่อได้เฮ็ดธุรกิจตัวนี้จะเฮ็ดให้น้องได้มีทุนการศึกษาเจ้าสำหรับการขายอาหารแปรรูปนี้ได้เฮ็ดให้ชีวิตการเป็นอยู่ของครอบครัวน้องเป็นไปในทางที่ดีขึ้นเพราะว่ามันเป็นรายได้หลักของครอบครัวนอกจากนั้นยังจะเป็นการที่ว่าเฮามีเงินเก็บไว้ใช้ในยามที่จำเป็นใช้ในยามฉุกเฉินในยามที่อนาคตที่พ่อแม่แก่เฒ่าไปแล้ว
without this job, it means a lot to me, and it helped me out with me and my kids. Cause if I wasn't have this job, I don't know I would manage. Yeah, man and woman are equal. Cause woman do same thing as a man do. If man do carpenter, woman do it. If man do mason, woman do it. Woman do everything same like man, same way.
بس هو طبيعة العمل غنية الطوارئ شغلها أحلى. وشون يعني تحس إنه أنت المريض من يجيك علاجه رأسا تسويه وتحس إنه أنت قدمت فد شيء أكثر من مرض. فكان فد شيء يعني فد خدمة حلوة أنه تقدمها من أي يعني شخص أنت ما تعرفه، بس من تسمع من عنده فد كلمة جواب يعني اللي الخدمة اللي أنت بتقدمها، فهذه كلش فد شغلة إنسانية حلوة يعني.
Bizning oilaviy ish bo'ldi bu. Bir turmush o'rtog'imgina emas, balkim men ham shu kompyuterga kirish ketib, eng asosiysi bolalarimiz ham o'zimizni izimizdan borib, kompyuter sohasida ishlarni yana davom ettiradi degan umiddaman. Oilaviy hayotimiz va meni kundalik ishim shundan iborat bo'lib qolgan kompyuter.
كان في سهولة وبكل سهولة أخدته وفتحت المشروع ده. فتحت الأول معرض اللي هناك، وبعدين الشغل مشي معايا وكده، وفتحت بعد كده المعرض ده. طبعا في مساواة جدا بين الراجل والست، يعني زي ما الراجل بياخد على طول أول ما بروح برضو بيدونا. طبعا الشغل ده فادني كتير قوي في معاملتي مع الناس، وخلى طبعا تفكيري وكل حاجة تتغير.